people, Igbo race is going through a lot now in Nigeria, especially from the people that we voted for them to protect us, for them to lead us, for them to be the governor in Igbo land. These people that we voted have turned to work for Funanis and Hausa and other oppressors to oppress us in our own land. Now, look at what is going on. They say in Enugu State, the governor of Enugu is busy inviting Shomola or whatever he called himself, Aburus, to come and take over Enugu State. The same person that opens his mouth and be fighting the Igbos and saying that no Igbo man should vote in Lagos. The same person, Olomo or Shomolo, I don't want to even know his name. So it's the same person they are inviting in Enugu State to whatever they are doing there, you know, Aburo of a thing. Now look at Onitsha. Soludo is busy. He's busy fighting the traders because they take a decision of staying back for somebody they love, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not that they were forced. They take a decision, and Soludo is busy fighting them in Anambra State, in Ebonyi. I don't think that Ebonyi has a governor because I have not seen anything happening there. While the LSOT is busy building Aba, you see the difference of what is happening in Igbo land. So Igbo land is going through a lot right now. You know that the military coup they did last time here, which is they buried it because there was no Igbo mention. They have revived it again to tag one of Nollywood actor that is the one of the planner of the coup. And now, all the whole social media have catch fire. My people, the Igbo race is going through a lot. If you are the Igbo man and you are still talking nonsense, you need to take to psychiatric and check your brain. This is a time to remain strong and a time to be resolute on what the thing you are doing. We are going to look into the videos before we come back and continue. Stay tuned.
Going to school 4 days a week. Absolute nonsense. And this, of course, obviously, has stopped. We're going to open the schools and we're going to take the same measures. If you are running a private school, if you are not open, I come and slam it and lock it up. Because we've given you the permission to operate there as a school. And in Anambra, the school days are Monday through Friday. If you are going to close it for any day, you've got to get a special permission. Somebody says, it is their right. It is your right. Fair enough. But I also have a right to even revoke the ownership of that place in public interest. If we start exercising rights, everybody starts exercising his right and powers, then that will get us, it's a road to nowhere. Somebody drew my attention to somebody's always shouting, show us the law. Don't complain when I bring out the full laws. Don't complain when I bring out the full laws. And for main market in particularly, it's owned by the state government. And by the way, we already have a design, a master plan of the new main market. Okay? We've been restraining because we've been thinking about alternative ways of doing it. If push comes to a shove, I will give you a notice to come and carry out your things. I want to level the place and rebuild it. Push comes to a shove, I will give you a notice very quickly. It's my property. It's the government's property. And sooner or later, if this pushes again, we're going to cancel all allocations in that place. We'll cancel them. If you don't show up, we're going to revoke your ownership of that shop, and I will give it up to Agona Chamber as the alternative office.
The governor of Enugu State, Governor Peter Mba, has just imported cancer into Enugu State. He has just imported cancer. As I'm speaking to you now, they are welcoming the chairman of Agboro in Lagos, MC Oluomo, the one that told those who will not vote Tinubu in 2023 election to go back to their land. Peter Mba just imported him into Enugu State. This is the video of him welcoming him. They are about to start Omonile in Enugu State. If you are in Enugu, please prepare for Alai. Anywhere your vehicle stops, you pay them. If you hit them, you pay them. If they hit you, you pay them. Whatever you do, you pay them. That is the welcome gifts. The gift that Governor Peter Mbah wants to give to Enugu people. There is crisis of confidence in the whole of Southeast. While he's doing this, the governor of Anambra State is busy rubbing shoulder with traders, trying to impose on them that they must risk their life to appease the god of Anambra. He's giving them law that they must appease him. He closed down main market. Even plazas that are privately owned, he closed them down and told them he will be the one to dictate how they do their business, their private business. Why they are doing this? The only governor in the whole of Southeast who is ready for good governance, which is Alex Oti. He just won an award, WHO award. Abia State as the best state when it comes to health. The governor of Abia State. That is the only place currently that there is governance in the whole of Southeast is Abia State. National grid collapsed. There was blackout the whole of the nation apart from Abia State. That is the only place that governance is still currently going on. But you see the governor of Anambra State, Peter Mbah, and the boy in Ebonyi, because Ebonyi State does not have a governor. They have a servant, you know. The only governor in Ebonyi is still the first one, Dave Umaya. He's the one that is still governing Ebonyi State up till now. These people I mentioned, the two people, Peter Mbah and Soludo, they are trying so hard to import the APC pattern into their states. They are doing everything possible to do that. That is what they are doing. Whereas Abia State is the only place that governance is going on. That's the only place. Now, the Igbo State governor seemed to have sense more than the governor of Anambra State and Enugu State. He's the first person to join APC. But somehow, the guy has a little sense. He knows how to navigate. Look at Soludo declaring war on traders. You never see Hope Uzodinma do that. He's the first person to join APC, but he's the only one that have what? That have functioning brain. Others, this thing is coconut. So Enugu, if you are in Enugu State, prepare. They have sewn uniform for them very soon, and like everywhere. Very soon. None of them find it important to go and copy what OT is doing. Learn one or two from OT. You get to Abia State, everywhere is peaceful. Governance is coming peacefully. Leadership by inspiration. Leadership by example, not by coerce. What Soludo is doing in Anambra State, saying he's doing leadership. The people that gave Soludo that professor must be interrogated. Because what we are seeing is shamelessness. It is not governance. What is going on in Anambra is not governance. It is shamelessness. The profession is shameless. Look at how people are joking with him. They are playing with him, posting all manner of things about him. Why? He refused to respect himself. And he has brought mockery and disgrace to himself. I pity anybody that is a prof, because you find it hard to prove that you are not like these guys. It's a shame.
This was the very same pattern that the 1966 coup was tagged an Igbo coup, whereas the Yaribas and the Hausa Fulani soldiers all participated in the coup. In October last year, reports quietly emerged that some soldiers from northern Nigeria had planned a coup but failed. According to the information available at the time, those involved were arrested and taken into custody. However, one thing stood out clearly. None of the people linked to the alleged coup plot were Igbo. Because of that, the story did not receive much attention. It did not trend. It did not dominate headlines. The so-called national media barely pushed it. The matter was treated as something minor and quickly buried. Fast forward to yesterday, Stanley Amadi, a well-known Igbo Nollywood actor, was suddenly named as a so-called propagandist linked to that same coup plot. Almost immediately, the story exploded everywhere. Social media went wild. Television station picked it up. Newspaper rushed to publish it. The Lagos Ibadan media space amplified it non-stop. Those who were openly hostile to the Igbo people were excited. Some were even celebrating. At last, they felt they had achieved what they had been searching for, which is a way to force an Igbo identity into the coup narrative. For months, there had been no real noise about the alleged coup. But the moment an Igbo name was introduced, the story suddenly became urgent, sensational, and worthy of national outreach. That alone raises serious questions. One must ask plainly, where in the world do professional military officers involve ordinary civilians, let alone actors, in planning a military coup? Coups are internal military affairs. They are planned, executed, and investigated within the armed forces. Dragging a civilian into such a matter looks more like a media strategy than a genuine security process. This was the very same pattern that the 1966 coup was tagged an Igbo coup, whereas the Yaribas and the Hausa Fulani soldiers all participated in the coup. Time and again, the Nigerian system finds ways to link Igbo names to national problems, even when the original facts do not support it. It is as if no major issue is complete until an Igbo face is attached to it. This is the injustice Ndi Igbo have lived with for decades in this contraption called Nigeria. The truth is painful but clear. The Nigerian entity, as it currently operates, has become a powerful weapon designed to constantly weaken, accuse, and isolate the Igbo people. When others are involved, the system stays quiet. When an Igbo name appears, the noise begins. This is not justice. This is not fairness. This is not unity. Still, despite the bias, Ndi Igbo have learned resilience. We have survived worse. We will continue to stand firm, speak out, and raise our voices against false narrative and targeted oppression. We will not allow lies and propaganda to define us. No matter how powerful the system appears, truth has a way of standing tall in the end, and we will continue to raise a standard. Exactly. Don't forget to register for our Igbo class. If you don't know how to speak Igbo or your kids don't know how to speak Igbo, rush now and register. And our content creation class is still on. Don't forget to DM me. I'm just a DM away. Bye.
Niger Bridge is falling. Why is it falling? See why it's falling. There is always hold up in Niger Bridge. Immediately, just after you are getting out of the main Niger Bridge, just look at police checkpoints. Please, somebody should just see. Is this right in a working country? Just see. They are just situated just in the mouth of the Niger Bridge. This is very wrong. This is very, very wrong. That is why there's always hold up on Niger Bridge, and whenever someone is going past through this Niger Bridge, you will notice that the thing is always shaking heavenly. This is a bridge that is almost 100 years, above 100 years. That is one of the reasons why they had to go and build a second Niger Bridge, because this one is already falling. This is not right. If you want to put a checkpoint, it's not just...
Oh, like I said before, we went home to investigate many things that is happening. But the video that we want to do documenting about is the road, the checkpoint in Igbo land, in the cities, everywhere there's checkpoints. But you know the funny part of it? These checkpoints are not even there to protect anybody. They are there to look for their own pockets. They are there to extort money from people. For example, we went to Imo State. From Imo State, from Olu to Owerri, checkpoint, extorting people, extorting keke bus drivers, extorting the ordinary commercial car, extorting private cars, extorting anybody they can see on the road, asking for money. Is it what the police supposed to be doing? So there is a lot of problem, a lot of chaos in Igbo land as we are speaking right now. From the governors, from this government, from the Nigeria state, everything is wrong about the Igbos. I don't know the reason why they are doing this to the Igbo people. But however, I wanted to share this video. Share this video and remain strong. Help is coming.